Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman, and today I'm joined by Tetra. What was the full title? Tetra Storyteller for Multiple Worlds, if I recall.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. How are you today?
I'm doing good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. So, now, do you by what I've, in my research, I've seen that you write horror stories?
Recently I've been writing more horror stories than I used to. When I started off as a writer, I've written more like sci-fi and fantasy, but getting into YouTube, I've been doing more horror.
Hmm. And where did the idea for Canvas Studios come from?
The idea for Canvas Studios came from just me writing, and I thought about creating, the name Canvas. I thought about the way I came about that name was that I thought of like an art canvas being blank, and then that way we can all pitch in and create something together.
Okay, yeah. And I see here that you started with what appears to be toy reviews, figures and whatnot.
Yeah, so my journey on YouTube has been a weird one. My channel used to be called Ant's Random Life, and I used to do like random videos here and there. So one of them was like figure reviews, because at one of my previous jobs, I have a buddy who I'm still friends with today. He used to do figure reviews, and so I was like, you know what, I'll do that too. So I did that for a while. Then I went to movie reviews. Sadly, those aren't on my YouTube channel, because this is like the newest channel I made. My old channel, which I've lost, had like movie reviews on it, and then I try to do streaming videos, like video games and all that, and then that just went down, and I kind of just stopped using YouTube for a while.
Well, now that you mention it, I do now notice there's a sort of time gap between videos.
Yeah.
So what pushed you towards writing horror stories?
Well, I've been pretty much a writer all my life. Like, I love writing. I got into it when I was in middle school. I actually wrote like my first book in middle school. It's not published, but I'm going through the editing phases with it. So I've been writing ever since. And like I said, I wasn't really into horror. I mean, I like watching horror movies, reading horror books. Like I grew up watching Goosebumps and all that. But I think what really pushed me into horror, when I had this one job working overnight, and I had a buddy of mine who, really, really great guy. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him in years, but he actually pushed me onto the horror side of YouTube. What Darkness Prevails, Swamp Dweller, and because he used to come into work listening to those guys, and I'm like, who are you listening to? And he's like, oh, it's these people on YouTube that tell stories and all this. So I got into it, and I was like, hey, maybe I can send a story of mine to these guys. And he was like, well, they mostly do horror. And thanks to him and another friend of mine who's always been helping me push myself into getting my writings out there, I just wrote like one horror story, which is called Friend, which is about a guy who becomes best friends with a shadow person. And I sent that to Slumber Reads, and he was the first one to read one of my stories online.
Nice. Now, do you like just looking at the videos, not the couple of storytelling videos here? Did you write all of these?
Which ones?
They're on the Canvas Studios.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, all the stories that I'm reading on my channel are stories that I've written myself, and I'm hoping. I have 4 more on the way. I'm just taking a big pause because work and right now and all that. Because like I said, I work overnight, so it's hard to get like good days off together. But I do have 4 more stories on the way. 3 are done. I'm just editing them right now at the moment. And I'm hoping, because I planned for the first season of Tales from Storyteller to be 8 episodes. And hopefully when I start season 2, it'll be more. But I'm hoping once I'm done with all of them, and if people like them, I'm thinking about publishing all 8 stories in a book.
Nice. I mean, what was the name of the... Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on our authors today. Oh, shoot. I think it's somebody we both know.
Let's.
Oh no,
Is it Lady?
no. Well, I mean, we both do know Lady.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness. I think it's not. Maybe it's Cleaving Thought from Bone. Maybe.
I don't think I met that person.
Well, I'll mention them here because if I remember, they've put out some, like smaller, books. So I would check with them on the process. I think that could help.
Okay.
Yeah. Or how they go about it, I'm not sure. I haven't published anything except YouTube videos. So I take it through your greetings that you're a Dark Souls fan.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Fantastic, because who you're referencing happens to be my favorite merchant.
Oh my god, he's my favorite too.
Like the whole first half of that game, everybody's so mean to you, even if they're not attacking. But then you show up to that merchant, and he's just like, "What's up, man?"
I know, like it's like you're. Well, Solaire's nice when you first meet him too. So those are the two like chipper people in the game.
What if they're the same person?
Oh my god, I don't know. Oh my god.
Just whenever Solaire needs a break from fighting, he just switches out helmets and hangs out.
That'd be funny. It kind of sucked though because I wish you would have got his armor in the. Sorry, I wish you would have got his armor in the last two games. I would have loved wearing it.
Oh, and Dark Souls 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in there, but they're not. They're super hard to find.
Yeah. Well, no, I know Solaire's is in. I'm talking about the merchant guy.
Oh yeah, the helm. Yeah. Was it Helm of the Wise?
Yeah.
It was great watching the final cutscene with that that helmet on.
Oh, I bet that was great.
Well, a buddy of mine used to co-op it with me, and I would always wear that one helmet, but just change my clothes. And it's like a really nice suit of armor, than the brass helmet with horns coming out of it.
Oh, I love Dark Souls with some of the cutscenes where they just show you with some of the ridiculous armors. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh. Do you have a favorite set?
Oh my god, no. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, I think pretty much all the armors are my favorite, but I think the set I wear the most, because I wear it all the time in all the games, is probably Artorias' set.
Well, I like, what was it? Either the giant set or the Katarina armor. Onion Knight.
Oh, yes, you can't go wrong with Onion Knight.
Or you get Smo's armor and then you're just huge.
Oh my god, Smo. I do like, I think in 2, I don't know if you played 2, because I know 2 is like the one every Dark Souls fans, like, it's like half and half on.
Yeah.
But I do like that one armor. Well, it's not the whole armor, but it's like the helmet because it comes with a plume. The High Knights.
Yep.
I don't know why. I just love it because it has that little plume. I don't know why.
Well, that and I like the chest piece because of the fur that goes around the collar.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
What was that one? I like using like the Katarina gauntlets and then like Solaire's chest piece.
Oh my god. I like doing that. I like doing that too, but not with the Onion Knights, but with Havel's gauntlets.
Oh yeah. Oh god, Havel. Now, what was the toughest boss in your opinion, or the toughest for you to fight?
Like in all the games combined, or like going in order, like 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Let's see. I think in one, for me, because I just hate the boss so much, I hate it to death. Like I just don't understand it. Bed of Chaos.
Yep.
I like every time I start Dark Souls 1, I'm like, yeah, let's go back to Dark Souls. Yeah, oh wait, I have to fight this guy again.
Oh, it's you.
And I remember, like, what really pisses me off is that it's a one-hit kill boss. Like, you just go in there and you just hit the little bug and that's it. I'm like, are you serious? And then I think for 2, I mean, probably all the mob bosses because they're just annoying. I find like the bosses in 2 lazy. Some of the designs and setups. And then in 3, it has to be either between Dragon Slayer or Gale. Oh, and Midir.
Well, in 2, I actually really enjoyed the Pursuer.
Oh yeah, Pursuer's he's the only cool one. He's the only one I actually like.
So, you know how there's the last giant, and then at one point you can go back in time and fight him again?
Yeah.
That second time around, I've never had a worse time with a boss.
Oh wow, what happened?
So you know how he does that giant like slam down attack when you're running at him?
Mm-hmm.
That would one-shot me.
You know what? That happened to me once too, and I didn't think that could happen. I was like, oh.
For me, it happened for hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And what's worse is the buddy I played co-op with Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
He how do I word it? He's very rarely trying to help you. He's actively leading me into traps, making me fight bosses.
Oh, that's
And but the thing is, he's so damn good at it.
No, I remember. So like the way I got into the Souls game was like back in high school. I had a buddy of mine, real close friend. I still know him now. He was like, "Hey Anthony, I brought some games over because you said you wanted more hack and slash type games." I was like, "Yeah, what you got?" He's like, "Well, I got these for the PS3. It's Demon Souls and Dark Souls." And I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Are they tough?" He's like, "Not necessarily." And so I played Demon Souls. I just didn't like it. Then I got into. Everyone thinks I'm weird for saying I didn't like Demon Souls, but I think for me, and I hate to say this because I really don't like to be one of these people. I think it was like the graphics of the time that kind of bothered me. But then when I got to Dark Souls, I was like, I love it.
No, I can understand that.
But I remember like when we were playing Dark Souls, because you remember when you fight that first boss, Asylum Demon?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, can I beat this boss? Because all I have is a sword handle. He's like, yeah, I've seen, people have videos of them beating the boss on the first try on YouTube. You can do it. I was like, okay, 1-hit damage. Are you sure? Yes, you can beat it. People have done it. I died. I looked down and he goes, yeah, you're supposed to run to a door because you're not supposed to fight him right now. I was like, you.
Me and my buddy started playing Dark Souls when it was only the first Dark Souls out, like the other two hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And so with every new announcement trailer, I would get a text or a phone call, and all I'd hear is, "It's happening!" I'm like, what's happening? He's like, second Dark Souls got announced. You're going to have to do it all over again. And then we finally get to the end of Dark Souls 3. I'm like, finally, it's over. And then I go to school the next day, and he hands me his copy of Demon Souls, and he goes, you have to go back.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's I I'm not, how do I word it? I love Dark Souls, but I'm not gonna be like, I beat Dark Souls. Get good, scrub. I
Oh
will
my.
say that get good. I will say Dark Souls is the prescription of get good.
Yeah. Oh no, I know what you mean because I remember like when I got into the community, I was talking to my friend. I was like, "What's up with these people being jerks and stuff?" He goes, "Oh, it's just some of the community." He goes, "They're not all like that." I was like, "Well, yeah, I know that," but I was like, "It's like I don't know. I just that get good." I'm like, I don't know. Like you said, I'm not gonna be one of those people that are like that too. I'm like, just enjoy the game and have fun.
Mm.
Because like when I did video game streams on my YouTube channel, I actually streamed all of Dark Souls 1, and I was telling people helpful advice and hints, and I was like, this game is tough, but I was like, just take it at your own pace and find your own balance to it.
See, I think I got the more difficult experience by having somebody play with me who was actively trying to kill me.
Did he make you fall for any mimics?
Oh yeah, all the time. He's like, hey, check out this chest over here. And then I walk close and I realize that the chest is breathing. I'm like, like, I see what you're doing.
I remember one time the same friend who got me into Dark Souls, when I finally bought my PS4, he came over. He's like, all right, here's your birthday gift. I go, what is it? Bloodborne. I was like, all right, let's dive into this world.
I haven't played Bloodborne a lot. I need to beat it.
It's fun. I think out of all the From Software games, well, the Soul series, I played Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1 the most out of all of them.
Mm. I played all three of them, and then I tried Demon Souls, and it just didn't work. Click for me.
Yeah.
I should go back and play Kingsfield.
Oh my god! I want to try those games myself.
What was that? Have you heard of the Devil May Cry series?
Of course, those when I was in middle school, those games were popping.
So, I can't remember what game it is. I want to say it's like Devil's something, but there's a spin-off that takes place like before the whole series that I want to try out.
Huh. Okay, that's interesting.
I can't remember what the hell it was. It was like and if I remember, it came out like just before. Yep. Nope.
Yeah, I can't think. I'm trying to think of it too. You said it's with the Devil May Cry series, or it's like the Devil May Cry series?
Yeah, and it takes place beforehand. I think you play Sparta.
I've never heard of that one. Because I've always been wanting. I've always been wanting a game where you play as Sparta.
He woke up to justice.
Oh my god.
Bugman.
Man, those Devil May Cry games, I remember when they came.
What's that one that something about Dark Souls brought something back? You remember Patches?
Oh my god. Hey man, go get that treasure. It's safe.
I fell for it every damn time. Well, because by the time you find him, you've gone through so much that you kind of forget about him. hey man, check out over this cliff. There's some treasure down there, and he just kicks you.
No, you know what's even funny? Because I don't know if you ever done it in 3, but you know how in 3 in the cathedral, because you know that's where you technically first meet him in Dark Souls 3. You remember the giants, and you know you go down that bridge, and then the giants start attacking you. Well, for some reason, before I did that, I was like, you know what? I need some souls. Let me kill these 2 giants. It's going to take a while, but I'm going to kill them. So I killed the giants. I went to Patches. I go down the bridge. And since there was no giants, all you hear from him is like, what? What? No. What did you do to him? This isn't part of the plan.
I love how in each game, if you survive the getting kicked off of a cliff, you come back and it's like, hey, I didn't mean it, friends.
Yes, you did, Patches. Yes, you did.
It was in a cutscene, Patches. It wouldn't be important if it wasn't in a cutscene.
Because I know you said you haven't finished Bloodborne, but he's in Bloodborne too.
Sick. Is he still doing that squat?
I don't want to spoil it because I want you to find it, but let's just say technically it is kind of a squat.
Oh God. I fear for what that means.
I was like, oh no, it's you. How could I forget that character generated face?
How can I forget that cue ball head of yours? The way you squat.
Oh my God. I remember though when I first encountered Patches, because I had my friend with me at the time, because I got I got that far in the game, first Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, I don't know if you've seen any videos. I was like, no, not really. I'm trying not to spoil myself. He's like, oh, okay. Kill that guy.
Okay. So you remember the Emerald Herald from 2?
Yes.
I accidentally killed her.
No.
Through miscommunication.
No.
So my buddy who I was co-oping with, he was actually trying to help me, and he was telling me that the old ladies at the beginning who were like giving you guff until you leave. He's like, yeah, you can go back and kill them for like some humanity, and then you get like an effigy from one of them. Like sick. But I misheard what he said. It was like, yeah, the lady in the cloak.
Oh no.
And I'm standing in Majula. I'm like, lady in a cloak. Oh, and there's the Emerald Herald staring at the ceiling, like, and they ran over and just backstabbed her, and I got nothing from it.
Oh my God.
And my buddy goes, did you do it? I'm like, yeah, I didn't get anything though. And he goes, wait, where are you? I'm like, Majula. Why? And he's like, what color was the cloak? I'm like, green. He goes, you're gonna have to start a new character.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God, I can't believe that's hilarious. Now I know, because I don't know what version of Dark Souls 2 you were playing, because I was playing the one they re-released with all the DLC on 4. I know sometimes when you kill NPCs, you can actually resurrect them at their graves, so they just come back as a ghost.
No, it was Xbox 360 version 1.
Oh my God.
I've never like messed up that hard before. I should also mention, you know how there's like 2 different outcomes for Slayer in Dark Souls?
Oh yes, and I always get the sad one.
Yeah, my friend purposely led me down that sad route.
No.
But he didn't give me any like context clues. I'm like, hey, look, it's Slayer. He's hanging out by my bonfire, and he's like depressed. I'm like, what's he so upset about? And my friend's like, oh, no, he's fine. He'll be fine. And then he's like, yeah, cross this small, like, kind of a lake of lava, and then you gotta walk into this cave. I'm like, cool, what's in here? He's like, hey, look. And my buddy goes, hey, look, it's Solaire.
No.
And he turns around with that sun leech thing on his head. And I'm like, no! And my friend, I see him just like stand in the corner, and he goes, you're gonna have to fight him.
No, not Solaire. I remember when I first encountered that, I was like, no, man, don't make me do it.
Dude, I made it my personal mission in the next 2 games to both find the Sun Covenant and wear Solaire's chest piece.
Oh. That's...
Like, no matter what other armor I'm wearing, always that chest piece.
Nice. No, I know, because, like, when every time I start a game, I always save, like, 30 humanity, because that's how much it costs to open that door and kill that stupid leech. I was like, I made it my mission to keep this humanity.
You know what? If I ever do another run of Dark Souls, and if I ever record it, I don't know if I will, but that's gonna be the run. So, save Solaire.
Call that Dark Souls, save Solaire. Now, I heard this fact a long time ago about Dark Souls 1. I think they said Miyazaki said it. I don't know, because, there's so many articles out there. But they said, even if, like, this is only, like, if you keep Solaire alive, like, in the game, like, you don't kill him. Because, you can summon, I don't know if your friend told you, but you can summon him for the final boss. And so... Like I said, I heard this on an article. I don't know if this is... They said Miyazaki said it. I don't know if he really said it or not. But they said if you do that, and even if you choose the Dark Lord ending, in an alternate reality, Solaire still lights the fire.
So, like, even if you push forward, like, the Age of Darkness, he'll still succeed?
Yeah.
I am now going to only accept that as canon in any of the Dark Souls games.
Well, like I said, I think that is really canon, because I think, like I said, I was reading an article, this is like years back, and they're like, yeah, Miyazaki confirmed that Solaire saves the fire. I'm like, interesting, so that's canon.
You know what that means? It means you're not the main character of Dark Souls.
You've never been the main character of Dark Souls. You're just the guy. I think. Did you beat?
You're just the poor SOB that's gonna have to deal with whatever happens.
Did you beat 3 with all the DLC?
Yeah.
I love. This is how my friend described the final boss fight in 3 with you and Gale. You're just You're just 2 big losers fighting it out for nothing at the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, like, some of those characters, like, when they lose something, they lose everything.
Yeah, they go very hardcore depressed.
Well, like, not only Solaire, but, what's his name? I think it was Lothric?
Yes.
You find him naked in the dark, walking in a circle. And that is the scariest thing.
Oh my god, some of those characters.
Oh god. Well, dude, when I did cooperative Dark Souls, we beat Sif, the dog, due to a glitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It for some reason was playing the cutscene where Sif's like running around, and it like shows the player just kind of watching him. It played that for my friend, so I can see him in the cutscene, but I'm able to run around. And so Sif like stops to pose, and I'm like stabbing Sif in the ankles.
Oh my god. Oh man, don't.
I killed the... What's that?
Oh no, what were you saying? Finish it.
I was saying I killed Sif before the cutscene ended.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. But no, what I was gonna say, I was like, oh man, you're bringing up memories of Sif for me because I remember when I first fought Sif, I was like, man, this is really sad. I don't want to do this to the giant doggo that's just protecting his master's grave. I was like, he's just doing his job. And then my friend was like, hey, you got the DLC, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, beat the DLC first and then go fight Sif. I go, okay. And then the cutscene happens and Sif like recognizes me. I'm like, no! And he's like, yes.
Yes.
I was like, I don't want to do this.
God, well, like, what was the name of, was it Pinwheel that had the 3 faces?
Oh, the easiest boss in all of Dark Souls.
Yeah. Well, like, what was the, well, have you seen the memes of, like, was it Giant Dad and Havel Mom?
Yeah.
That Mask of the Father is horrifying, and I love it.
All of those masks
Future
are
mean
horrifying.
editing future mean editing the Mask of the Father is gonna have to be in this.
Oh my god.
I need a real version of that mask.
I think I know there's some that some people can make because I know I saw one before by a cosplayer, but that was like years back.
What was the child? It was Giant Dad, Havel Mom, and then
I don't think I ever heard the child one.
it was like Golem Baby or something like that.
Maybe, like I said, I know of Have a Mom, Giant Dad. I don't think I've ever saw like the child one.
Oh, Emerald Child.
Oh. Oh my god, some of those names, man.
Now, what is your least favorite enemy type?
Let's see, my least favorite enemy type. Well, probably because of like two. I hate mob bosses too, because I just like, oh, it's a mob, cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Probably just mobs.
What are the frogs at the? They're down in like a catacomb. The ones that curse you, turning into statues.
Oh, the cockatrice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those aren't fun. Oh, I hated those little stupid little poison guys in Blacktown. You know Blacktown, everyone's favorite town.
Oh yeah. Where there's never any frame drops ever. Ever.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if some force out there is like, all right, everyone's going into their favorite video game world. Guess where everyone in Dark Souls is going? Lothric, Drink Lake, Blacktown. Oh.
Everybody goes to Playtown. Well, it's funny. So, you ever play VR chat?
No, I'm interested, but no, I haven't got into it.
See, I think it's a great tool to, like, relax.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are places specifically built for you to just go hang out.
Yeah.
And somebody remade Firelink Shrine. And I gotta tell you, it's very comfortable there.
Is someone does someone act like that knight does in the first game that's sitting by the fire?
Crestfallen warrior.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing. Why'd you let me do that to you?
I remember my friend was like, hey, if you want to know the whole story without searching it for yourself, just talk to him. I'm like, Are you serious?
And then you go to talk to him, and he's like, whatever.
Hey, we've been talking about all these people in Dark Souls, and we haven't gave love to the greatest one ever, Andre.
Fair. That's fair.
Freaking Andre, the only NPCs whose mouth can move.
Oh, God. What was... Oh, man. There's a merchant that I love from Dark Souls 2 where, like, his whole character arc is dependent on how much money you spend on him.
Oh, it's the guy that came from the land, right, in Madrilla?
Yeah, it's like Thomas or something.
Yeah, I like him. And then he just, like, every time you just spend more money, he gets more, like an asshole. I'm like, hey, man,
Yeah,
I know you're making more money,
pompous.
but calm down.
Like, I think, if I remember, the minimum is, like, spend 10,000 souls, and so I just went in and bought all of his available armor. And then I left, fought a boss, came back, and he's like, yeah, I have more wares. Whatever, buy him or not, I don't care. I just... Why does he gotta be such a jerk about it?
I'm like, come on, man. Oh, I remember when I beat Dark Souls 2, I was like, all right, time to New Game Plus. And then I put the controller down and put that game on the shelf.
Yep.
Soon as you start the beginning zone, when you wake up, hey, who are all these red guys and why are they coming at me?
Guess what? Well, like Dark Souls 1, you know how, like, right when the credits end, the game just starts right over?
Yeah.
The minute I saw that jail cell again, I'm like, I'm out, I'm done.
And see, I wish when they did the remaster for Dark Souls 1, I wish that they would have, like, it probably would have been too much, but it would have been neat if they added an option, like, do you want to start again or just keep it? I'm like, nope, they went back and was like, do it again.
Hurt me. Hurt me more.
Oh my god! But I love those games so much, so I can keep playing those to the ground.
What was the some in Bloodborne? I like, for all that I've played of Bloodborne, I like it because there's more people than just, like, merchants.
Oh yeah, like more like normal NPCs you can talk to.
Yeah, like the people in their houses that, even though they're like, go away, I'm like, at least there's a person in there.
Yeah.
Also, the first Dark Souls leaves everlasting scars that do re-emerge in Dark Souls 3. Like when you go to Anor Londo the second time, you're like, oh god. I've been here.
I know, I was like, why does this seem familiar?
So you know when you're fighting the Lord of Cinder at the end of 3?
Yeah.
And he switches over to Gwyn?
Oh my god.
Dude, I was playing that with my friend, and he didn't even have to tell me. I just was so scarred from fighting Gwyn the first time that the minute he switches over to that moveset, I'm like, I know you.
I know, like, I remember when, like you said, when you see him switch, but I think what made me catch it too was that, because I love all the music from all the Souls games, and I saw him switch, and then I heard the piano. I was like, what is... Oh, no.
He's back. What was it, or what was the name of the last boss in Dark Souls 2 on the base game?
Oh, base game,
The snake lady.
Well, the Snake Lady's a normal boss that you have to fight. But are you talking about the Queen, Nasandra? Is that her name?
Yeah, Nashandra. I there's a line I remember that my, so you know how she has that like impalement attack where she picks you up and throws you across the room?
Yeah.
So I got hit by that and almost immediately died.
Ooh.
But then I hear my friend in the distance go, "This is how you get impaled." And I see him get stabbed and lifted in the air. And he hits the ground and he barely lost any health because he's wearing way better armor than I am.
Oh my god. I remember though. I remember I like kind of lost my mind when you fight Nasandra because after you beat the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender, she actually enters through the fog door like you, and I was like, oh, all right.
Now, do you have any other favorite game series other than Dark Souls?
Yeah, pretty much. High school, I played the Persona series.
Nice.
Played that. See, I'm trying to think of Grand Theft Auto because I've been into that too. Really into Red Dead more. Well, pretty much the only series I can think of. I mean, I play other games too, like Soul Calibur. That's one of the fighting games I play. Street Fighter. Right now, I'm actually into. I'm taking a break right now because I'm focusing on my writing. But lately, I've been playing with me and my buddies. I've been playing that new Aliens game that just came out, Fireteam.
How's that? I haven't seen any reviews on it yet.
It is really fun and great. The people who did it took a lot of pride and joy with it. If you've seen the movies, you will love this game because everything is referenced. They talk about everything because canonically it takes place after Alien 3. So there's a lot of more lore and they talk about everything in the game. Now it does have a few bugs and glitches, but they are patching those up. Like basically ever since the game came out, there's always a patch that comes out and fixes everything. So they do get like because I follow them on Twitter and people will tell them like feedback and stuff and they will fix it. So
that's good.
Like I said, I love it. I really love it. I really enjoy the game.
Cold Iron Studios. I'm not sure if I've heard of them.
Yeah, I think.
Although I will have to. What's that?
No, I was just saying. I think they're like a new little indie company that just came out.
I've been well, it's funny because on the other side of that sort of debate, I've been playing Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh, really? How's that? I got that on my PlayStation, but I haven't touched it.
I like it. I there's not as much customization as I want. But granted, I'm kind of picky sometimes. But what's it called? It's made by the same folks who made the Friday the 13th game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ilphonic, if I remember.
And that's the same company who did the Dead by Daylight series, right? Or no? Yes.
Did Ilphonic do Dead by Daylight? Let me check.
Because I actually have that for my PlayStation, and I actually enjoy that game a lot.
Looks like Dead by Daylight was Behavior Interactive.
Ah, okay.
And Starbreeze. I like Dead by Daylight. I can't believe some of the crossovers they have.
I know, me too. I was like, oh, because like I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I get that one. I get that one. I don't get that one. I get that one.
Well, like what's it called? Even having the oh, it's Bill from Left 4 Dead 2. I'm like, okay, it's on Steam. I can see that. Then it's like, Ash and friends from Evil Dead. I'm like, oh, ooh. Then they've got Resident Evil stuff now.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm just like, why?
I want to play as Mr. X.
Are you gonna give it to him?
Yeah. X gonna deliver it to you.
X gonna deliver it to you. Oh my god.
I understand that.
Oh, that's another video game series. Resident Evil. I love the Resident Evil series.
That's a groan I can empathize with.
What'd you think of the remakes?
Of Resident Evil?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
I think that they're incredibly well done. Like, not perfect, but how can you match anybody's expectations at a certain point?
Yeah.
But I will say I do love the redesign of Mr. X.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that wasn't made clear in, I want to say, the original Resident Evil 2 that I'm glad got clarified or better explained in the remake.
What was I'm trying to think. What was that?
It was how long Raccoon City has been wrecked by zombies. Because in like the opening cutscene, it looks like it's happening the same day. Like somebody got bit, and then all hell broke loose, and then Leon shows up in the same day.
Yeah.
But what they explain in the reboot is that it's been weeks.
Oh yeah, that is true. Now, I guess I did notice that, but I was like, oh yeah. Now that I'm thinking back on it.
Well, like I grew I played the original Resident Evil 2 growing up. I'm like, how did it all go so wrong so fast?
He bit the truck driver's arm, remember? Damn fool bit me.
Oh man. Now, do you have a favorite Resident Evil character?
It will always be Claire.
That's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. My favorite seems to be the least popular, at least to Capcom.
Who's that?
It's Barry. I miss Barry.
Hey, Barry's cool.
Barry. I'm like, please, don't do this to me.
Wait, is he really not like? Is that really what Capcom thinks about him?
It certainly feels like it because he's left out of most Resident Evil games. Like he's in 1, and then at like the end of 3 as like an Easter egg at the end of the game, and then he shows up in Revelations 2, and that's it.
Oh man, yeah, they need to start giving like some of the older characters more love. Like I want to see that.
Do you know who should come back?
Who?
Brad.
Oh, come on.
He's been dead 20 some odd years, but bring him back anyway.
Would it have been hilarious if Capcom did like a Dio with him? Like he's like a masked person, he takes it off. It's like you thought it was Wesker? No, it was me, Brad, with global.
Kono Brada.
Oh my god.
He's doing the Dio thing. He's like turning away and covering his face.
Oh my god.
How do I know that yellow vest?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He's in Egypt.
What did you think of 7 and 8?
I haven't done. If you've played 8, please don't spoil anything. I haven't played it yet, although I hear very good things.
Yeah, that's the same here. I haven't played it yet, and I've heard some really good things about it too.
I've been trying so hard to avoid spoilers. But then people go on YouTube and they're like, here's a list of all the characters' death scenes. Like, why you gotta do that?
It's YouTube, man.
Although I will... Although I will say I love 7.
See, a weird, strange fact about me, I hardly get into anything when it's happening. So, like 5 years later down the road, I will either play the video game everyone was hyped about, watch the anime everyone was hyped about, watch the TV show everyone was hyped about, and I'll go, oh, this is good. But then I'll have no one to talk to with about it. And so I eventually played 7 this year.
What did you think?
I actually enjoyed it. I was surprised because I thought, oh, it's first person, different character. But I was like, no, it's really good. It's a refreshing take on everything. I like that we actually got like a new character that seems really dependable and really good. Only thing I hate about 7, I will say, well, 2 things I hate about 7, I will say. I kind of understand what they were trying to do with Chris. It just looked weird. And I hate the boat level.
Fair?
I believe
That's
this comes from the writer part of me. I believe the boat level should have just been a flashback sequence and not a gameplay.
just one long cutscene and then have it end.
Yeah, like just explain it and then that's it.
I do like the... I like not the present day portion of the boat scene. I like the flashback.
Oh, like how it all started?
Yeah, because just that slow, like, oh look, there's a pile of moss here, and it's like, and you just see it's like some guy melted into the wall, and you're like, oh. And, like, I like that more than having to sneak around in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I can't do like sneak missions. I'm more like, look, you gave me a gun and a knife. Let me just go stab and shoot the thing.
I do like Ethan Winters as the main character in 7 because he's not like Chris or Leon, where he's like trained badass dude.
Yeah, he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, dude with gun.
I'm here to find my fiance.
Even then, the gun barely helps you.
And I remember, like, because like I said, I told you I got into it, like, years after 7's been out, and which is weird. I played the remakes while they were out because I grew up watching my older brother play the original games on like Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, and I was actually surprised I memorized a lot of places on 2, even though the remake changed some things. But I remember when I got into 7 and Jack is chasing you, I was like, haha, I fought against Mr. X. You don't scare me.
As a kid, I was absolutely terrified of the Resident Evil games. But looking back, especially with the voice acting at the time, and it's not even the, wait, don't open that door. It's not even that. It's actually, when... Oh, God. Well, I mean, there's like Chris's, Wesker, you're pitiful. But it's how the zombies sound. Because nowadays it's like horrific screeching and gurgling and teeth gnashing and all this. But back in 1998 it was, oh. And just kind of collapse.
Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks to old video games and their graphics and sounds.
There must be a back door somewhere. Maybe if we can find it first. Just a moment. Oh, Barry.
I remember. I think what was I watching some people talk about the game on YouTube or an article? No, it had to be a video because someone said the reason why the voice actors sounded like that in the old games is that the Japanese developer wanted them to sound like old action movies, so they took it too far.
Oh. Wait, don't go! Joseph!
You know what game Capcom needs to remake? And they
Which
toyed
one?
and they toyed with my heart in Resident Evil 2 remake with the dinosaur plushies, Dino Crisis.
Yes!
Give me back Regina. I want her back.
Bring her back, please. I need this. See, that's how I feel whenever like a new Resident Evil game gets announced. I'm like, is Barry in it? Please let Barry be in it. And what's weird is even at the end of like RE7 where Chris is wearing the helmet, I'm like, please like let Barry be in the background or something.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't even add him in it. I was like, they could have had at least Barry with Chris doing all this.
You know who needs their own game?
Who?
Hunk.
Yeah, I can see like a Hunk type game where he's doing all the backwards work.
Well, it's like I think Umbrella Corps attempted that, but did it terribly. But I love the idea of like an Umbrella team coming in to clean up.
Yeah.
And also, that was upsetting about Umbrella Chronicles because I wanted to play as Hunk.
Yeah, same here.
He's right there in the room with you, but you can't play as him.
Like, come on, let me just be Hunk. No, you're a random guy, but I want to be Hunk.
Look, you're also wearing a gas mask. I'm like, I want that one.
Look,
Well,
I'd rather be Hunk than Tofu.
You know, Tofu needs his own game. They all do. Brad needs his own game.
Oh my god.
So I was a friend of mine was watching me play the RE3 remake, and I accidentally said what might be the meanest thing I've ever said about a fictional character.
Oh my god, what did you say?
So, like, I kept calling Brad a coward every time he showed up. It's like, we gotta get out of here, Jill. I'm like, you coward! And when you're playing as Carlos and you're outside the RPD, you know when Brad's already turned and you have to put him down?
Yeah.
So I shoot him and I grab his key card and I just went, useful only in death, Brad!
That's so mean.
And I'm sitting there unlocking the door and I hear my friend just go, Jesus! Like, what? I'm right.
Oh man, poor Brad.
Marvin's the best.
Man, Marvin became the greatest with the remakes. Oh, you know what, Marvin? You're all right.
You're pretty good. You know what? I know it's probably not the right decision, but the first time I played through the RE2 remake and Marvin turns, I left him alive.
Oh, I did the same thing too.
But then on my second playthrough, I'm like, Marvin, where are you? Come back.
Marvin, distract Mr. X for me.
Oh. Just like weak, dying Marvin trying to get in the way.
I remember my friend was like, because he came over, he's like, "So are you scared of Mr. X chasing you now?" I go, "I was at first, but I'm not anymore." He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I discovered how to stop Mr. X." He's like, "Oh, what? Do you waste bullets knocking him down?" "Nope. Flash grenade."
I I do like how you can knock his hat off and he'll stop and like check.
I remember when the Remake 2 got announced and they were showing gameplay. I remember one YouTuber I used to watch. He got so excited, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's a big Resident Evil fan. That's why he's getting excited." He was like, "They finally gave him his fedora." I was like, "Huh?" And then I went back at the old video game. And I was like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't wear the fedora."
I just. I also love the mods. Have you seen any of those?
I've seen a couple, not a lot of them.
One of them turned Mr. X into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god, that Thomas the Tank Engine is used in so many games.
Because it's terrifying. It's a locomotive with a face stapled onto it. I will say I bought something because it had Thomas's face on it.
Oh my god.
It was a piggy bank. Here's the thing. It was a Thomas the Tank Engine piggy bank. It's not shaped like a train. It's shaped like a pig. So it has the body of a pig and the face of a human.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of creepypastas like that too.
Oh, so do you watch like ghost hunting videos?
Yes.
So I've been on a tear of watching those like Nuke's top 5 videos.
I love Nuke's videos.
His video naming convention has gotten so weird.
Yes.
Because it's like it's gone from, you know, top 5 videos that'll keep you up at night, and then nowadays it's like top 5 videos that make you cry like a big old baby. Is he okay? Am I being threatened right now?
Did he have, I don't know if this is true, did he have a video titled Top 5 Scary Videos That Are So Scary You'll Slap Your Mama? I'm like, wait, what?
I think so. Or there was one that's like, you know, top 5 stories that'll make you go to bed on a big old pillow. I'm like, what is that about?
I'm like, Nuke, you alright? You need help naming videos or something?
You know what? Here, let's read off a couple.
Oh my god.
Top 5 ghost videos so scary you'll cry like a big old baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, top 5 ghost videos so scary you'll cry into your stinky pillow. That's so specific.
I was like, oh my god.
That'll flip your wig to cry yourself to sleep to.
No,
that'll make your daddy leave home.
No, the one top 10 scary videos that'll give you they'll give you the bubble guts. I'm like, wait, what?
That one, yeah, that is.
Oh my god. But no, I like his videos a lot because like I love how in depth he goes into all of them.
There's one thing that both him and like a lot of like, you know, these list channels do is that they'll show something so clearly fake and they're like, I don't know, you tell me, is that fake? I don't know.
That is true. That is true. I remember.
Oh yeah.
This is back when I had cable. I think it was like on channel 60 Sci-Fi, It was, oh, what's the name of the show? It's not Destination Truth or Ghost Adventures. It was like some people that did like it was like a team of people. They would watch like a video on YouTube and then they will go to the place and investigate it. One of the episodes they did was the Fresno Nightcrawlers. And they did one where they're like, look, there's an alien behind this reporter walking around. And so I'm watching the video. Now I'm on a big screen because like the alien was like really small and they had like zooming in to see it. But I'm watching on the big screen and I'm like, that's fake. I was like, you can tell the alien's fake. Are you serious? This is on TV? They're like, we got to go investigate it. So they go down to Mexico, because I think it was in Mexico, and they're talking to the guy who was like the camera guy that filmed it. And they're like, so, like, is this real alien? You know, is this real or not? And the guy gave him like a deadpan expression. Was like, it's fake. I made it.
Oh.
Stop laughing. I was like, oh my god. Like, if you could just see his expression, he was just like, are you shitting me right now?
You flew all the way down here to ask me this?
And like I said, if you watch it, you can tell it's fake because it doesn't match with the environment. I'm like, oh my god.
So whenever I watch these videos, I honestly just see it as like a, what's the word? Like a VFX test.
Yeah.
And there was one that got me pretty good, and it's not even like a demonic face or a jump scare or anything like that. And it's funny because it's in that video that you mentioned. I just saw it too. Son of a bitch. The Bubble Guts one. And it's when he's looking, the guy's looking into the game case, and there's that woman behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that clicked like the be terrified switch in my brain. Because it wasn't like a creepy demon, it's just somebody pleasantly smiling, and that's something about that's just like,
yeah, I mean, I think, like, cause, you know, I listen to, like, for my stories and stuff, I watch, like, a lot of videos, do a lot of research. I have so many books on cryptozoology, mythology, and stuff, and, you know, like, I have the Mothman Prophecies book, because, you know, I'm a huge Mothman believer. And, like you said, the Smiling Man, you know, Ingrid Cole, I think just, just someone just smiling, and it's like, you don't know if they're evil or happy, it's just, they're smiling, you're just, like, uncomfortable with it, and it's like, tell me why you're smiling!
I have a thing against people staring at me.
Oh, yeah, that too, that's,
Well, it's funny because whenever I mention that in person, the person I'm saying it to will immediately make their eyes as wide as they can go and try to, like, get a response out of me. It's such a dick move, but that's not how it works. It's like one of those, like, expressionless staring, you know? That. I'm getting itchy just thinking about it.
Oh my god. I know sometimes, because it's funny, because, like, at the job I work at, you know, everyone listens, my coworkers listen to my stories, and they're big, like, support, and it's funny, I have a nickname now, because, like I said, I don't really write horror that much. I just recently started writing horror. But because my coworkers at my new job know me for my horror stories, they call me serial killer. And I'm like, all right. And so sometimes if they're down like an aisle breaking down, I'll stand at the edge of the aisle and do a Michael Myers stare at them.
Oh god, so what's the I used to have a manager that did not standing at the end of the aisle, but really stand nearby and just watch you work.
Oh my god, I hate those type of people.
But wouldn't say hey, nothing. Just silently walked up because they're assessing what you're doing. And I think that's the first time I've ever yelled at a manager. Well, because I worked overnights. I was stocking in a grocery store, And so I'm sitting there with my back turned, and I put stuff on the shelf, and I keep looking back, and he's looking at me, and I finally just like, what? What is it? What? What do you want?
I know, because that's where I work at too. I work at a grocery store stocking overnight, and I'm just, and sometimes I'll just stand there and stare, and I'm like, what do you guys need? You need something? What's going on?
What? Why?
I was like, you're not the only ones that can stare, and I'll just stare back.
I'm really good at spacing out on public transit.
Oh my god.
So once in a while, I become that guy who's staring at somebody.
What if you're because this always makes me laugh when I like listen to some of the other narrators who don't like read fiction stories. They read like, these are true tales by people. I'm like, what if I end up becoming that person someone writes about where they get scared because I'm staring at them, but in reality I'm just there sitting down listening to music and thinking about a new story, but I'm just staring off in the distance.
Yeah, I usually, thankfully, I'll become aware that I'm doing that I'm staring for an exceedingly long amount of time. But then I'm left with two options. Do I try to act like that didn't just happen, or do I double down and stop blinking? Because I've done that. I'm just like, I've been staring at the back of this poor man's head for like 20 minutes, and I can't remember the last time I blinked. Let's just keep this going.
Hey, it's like someone used to tell me though. They're like, because I remember like a long time ago when I used to work at this other job. I never worked overnight, but I used to work until like we closed. And I lived fairly close to the house where I could even walk. But because I was younger at the time, my mom was like, just call me and I'll come pick you up. I was like, I could walk home. It's not far. She was like, no, I'm going to pick you up. And I remember my brother was like, look, he has a long enough hair. Just tell him to pull his hair down and start mumbling to himself while he's walking home, and people will leave him alone. Like, what?
What sucks is I know for a fact that works. Because I have really long hair. I've had people step off of the curb to avoid me. It's bizarre. And like, what's funny is I don't think I'm inherently scary. But I understand that if it's the middle of the night and you see a large man speed walking towards you with a blank expression on his face, I can get that.
Oh my god. No, I remember one time I was at work and we were all doing something, me and my coworkers, and you know how sometimes people will like talk to themselves, like not really talk to them, but like sometimes you might like, oh, I need to remember to do this when I get home, or because like for me, I'll be like, oh, I need to remember that. That's a good story idea, but like I'll either mumble it, and people are like, Anthony, you all right? Are you okay? I was like, huh? Oh yeah, I'm just talking to Harvey, and I'll turn around and look at nothing there, and I'll go, it's okay, Harvey. They know you're real, and I'll go back, and they're like, are you kidding me?
The problem I have is if I'm focused on something, I'll slowly begin to look angry.
That's me too, I won't lie. People always tell me that. They're like, why are you pissed? I'm like, I'm not pissed, I'm thinking.
I'm fine. I used to get asked that all the time at work. It's just like, are you okay? How are you feeling today? I'm like, I'm fine. What do you want?
And see, I think that's an issue with like a lot of like, like writers or people who like do like a lot of thinking. We're not angry, upset, or thinking about that next time if we come into work and we're just gonna go postal like postal people. We are thinking. Leave us alone.
Well, excuse me. So I used to be I did a stint as a door greeter for my local grocery store,
Yeah.
and they let me listen to music, but I picked up audiobooks,
Mm-hmm.
and one of those, I think I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it here again because it's one of my favorites. Um, it was the audiobook version of "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream,"
Oh my god.
and it read by Harlan Ellison, which is terrifying. And so I'm listening to it in one ear, and this sweet little old lady is handing me her receipt. She's like, "Can you check and see if I have everything?" I'm like, "Sure thing, ma'am." As I'm reading, like, prune juice and Bengay and ice cream, in my headphones I hear, "I am a great, soft, jelly thing." I'm listening to Ted explain his current form. And as I'm like looking at the sweet little old lady, I'm like, "Hey, you have a nice night." "I have no mouth and I will scream."
I remember when I first read that book, I had nightmares for days. I was like, you know what? Bravo, sir.
Yeah. Oh.
Just that I have no mouth, but I must scream. I'm like, ah!
Well, have you seen, or have you seen any of the game that came out years ago?
I saw, I think, probably like 10 years ago, I actually watched this YouTuber I used to watch a long time ago. He actually played it. The point and clicker one, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's an ending where it ends like the short story did,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to see what Am turned Ted into.
Oh my god! I think
It's so gross.
No, mind. Don't remind me. I blocked that out.
Welcome to Demasked, where we bring up repressed memories.
Oh, there's so many like scary things I've seen, and I'm like, oh, that's scary. Hopefully, I don't remember it. 10 years later, oh, I'm good. Oh God.
So you know how I told you about that thing with people staring?
Yeah.
There's a video out there that it ticks that box for me. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it is a 1 minute loop called "There Is Nothing."
Okay, this both intrigues me and scares me.
So the video is designed to be a perfect loop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a woman looking directly into the camera and saying something unintelligible, like there's no way you can figure out what the hell is going on,
Mm-hmm.
and her head suddenly drops into the dish on the table, like she like slams her head onto the table, and then the loop hits the middle point, and the camera starts to pull back in, and it starts to play in reverse, and she sits up because it's playing in reverse, and she says, "There is nothing."
Oh.
And it's just, but she's like hard eye contact with the camera, and I'm just like, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Oh my god. I mean, there are a lot of creepy videos out there. Oh my god.
I like researching them once in a while. I am a horror fan, but I really like where horror has gone, at least on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gone farther than a lot of like movies that you see. Not even in terms of subject matter, but in delivery and pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Like was it Local 58, or there's a collection I saw just recently called the Mandela Catalog.
Ooh.
That one's unbelievably spooky. I made the mistake of watching it like super late at night with my headphones in. Yep. Getting the goosebumps again.
And see, like, and like what you said too, like, you know, with horror on YouTube with the pacing and delivery, it's like, I feel like a lot more indie stuff is much better than what Hollywood can produce nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And I'd argue because there's not a time limit, or at least a self-imposed time limit.
Yeah.
Because like movies, it's like, all right, you have so many months to film it, to edit, to get promotional material out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then there's stuff like Marble Hornets, which took like years. God, what was the? Or like you mentioned the Smiling Man. Have you seen the short film of that?
No, there's a short film on the Smiling Man.
Yeah, really good one.
Because I've seen one on, because I was watching, like I said, I do like a lot of stuff for research. I discovered it off, what was it? It was a PBS video where they do like cryptids now. They did Monstrum, and they did Black Eyed Children. They talked about a short film in there.
Yeah, here, I will get the link for that for you.
All right, thank you.
But it's like I've started to like even there are, I guess you'd consider them ARGs, where they're telling a larger story, but it's not like in the format of a movie.
Yeah.
Like the Mandela Catalog does that, where it's sort of, here's evidence collected, this is all we know, that sort of thing.
So when you told me about that, I got on my phone and went to the YouTube app and looked up the Mandela Catalog. All I saw was a video of some guy staring, and I was like, no, God.
Time to go look. The Mandela Catalog.
Like,
and me and editing, it's up to you if you want to put it in this. Is it that like very serious looking dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that's
scary.
There's a video called like Collection 1 that's like all of it up to this point. What was I gonna say? But like Local 58, where it's telling a story about the town nearby, and there's like conflicting information and almost like propaganda from forces unknown.
Yeah.
And it's weird how certain phrasing can be terrifying. I hope I'm making sense.
Oh no, I get what you mean, because like when it comes like to horror for me, because growing up, my brothers and sisters were way into horror films. So as a child, I probably watched some films I shouldn't were allowed to watch, but they were teenagers.
Oh yeah.
So, but like I'm terrified of Nightmare on Elm Street. I can never watch those films because of my brothers. Because The Room, which is now my study and game room in a way, it used to be my brother's bedroom, and then it became my bedroom, and then when my last brother moved out, I took his room and made this study. But the room used to be a garage, so it's a big room and it's real dark. When I was really, really young, one of my brothers shoved me into the room, held the door shut, and it was pitch black. And I was thinking, a little kid, I'm like, I want out, let me out. My older brother pops out of the darkness with Freddy Krueger's gloves and a mask going, "Come here, little boy." And after that, I can no longer watch the movies.
So that right there, that family experience that you mentioned, that wasn't just my siblings, that was my entire family.
Oh my God.
That's why nowadays I am not the biggest fan of Halloween. Like I love the decorations, I love the candy, the whole dress up and everything.
Yeah.
But like every year growing up, it was like, it's time to scare the crap out of Freshmen.
That's so mean.
Yeah, and it would happen at any time, and I mean any time. Oh yeah, we're going over to your friend's house for dinner. I'm like, sick. they were walking up to his porch, and his dad like jumps out of the bushes.
That is so mean. Oh God.
Yeah. And then there was one year that I caught on. They're like, oh, Fresman, hey, there's a bunny rabbit outside. That's crazy. Hey, you should go look. And I'm just like, there's not a bunny outside. It's like 11 at night. I'm not going out there.
Hey, that gives me a good story idea. The bunny at night.
Not a big fan. But
yeah,
but like going into Spirits Halloween nowadays, I'm fine.
See, I think with me though, like when it comes to horror, like I can do jump scares, I can do like scary moments. Sometimes I can't really do gore that really well because not that I have like a weak stomach, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, because like when I watch like older movies like The Thing and all that, because I love practical effects over CGI. I just love all that stuff because I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Old monster movies. I love all those practical effects. And even though I know it's fake, I'm still like, oh my God, that's sick, but I can't look away. I think the one horror that really bothers me the most, and it came up when you were talking about like the Mandela catalog and the staring and all that. I can't deal with psychological horror. It makes me question too much.
There was only one story that I saw. Well, it was a short film that I saw that I thought was an interesting concept that had to deal with the idea of simulation, but not like the Matrix or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like essentially the question posed is it better to know the truth or to stay asleep?
Oh.
Yeah, and in that instance, it is a way better option to stay asleep.
Oh, see, that kind of like in a way, because like I love like Lovecraftian horror and all that, and cosmic horror. That just goes into that where I love it, but I'm also like I'm so scared of it though.
Have you seen the show Love, Death, and Robots?
No, but I've heard some good things about it.
So if you have Netflix, I recommend that the short film is on Netflix and it's part of that series.
Mm-hmm.
It's the episode Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Okay.
That one is.
Oh, it's one of those, huh?
Yeah. Some of them are like, oh, that's gross, but some of them leave you with just like, oh my God.
I'm trying
to. That whole show is great.
I'm trying to remember. There was a movie, and I might have actually, how your mind protects you, might have blocked it out. But there was a movie I saw once, and it messed me up for days. And I was just like, am I real? Do I even exist right now? See, I think my mind blocked it out because I can't even remember it. But I just know it terrified me so much and made me question my own existence. I was like, oh, and then, like you can't even get mad at it. You have to go, you did great on this. Like, let me try to return.
Good job. Why?
It's like, let me try to return from this existential crisis. Oh.
Well, what? Any clue what year it came out?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Because like I said, I watched so many movies for so many eras that it could be anything. It could be anyone. Oh, man, I can't think of it. But I know it freaked me out. I think my mind is like, you don't want to think about it right now. You're gonna just break.
There was one that I saw that just, how do I word it? I like psychological horror, but it has to be well done. It's like I don't like the twist of like you were crazy the entire time.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, that gets like that gets like so repetitive after a while.
Although there was a film that pulled off that concept really, really, really well that I'm willing to let do that.
Oh, what film was that?
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
Yes. Yes.
Well, what it does so well is you don't even call into question anything that's mentioned later on. Like, what's his name? Thomas Wake, I want to say it was?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Like, when they sit down and he goes, how long have we been here? Like, he's kind of like, how long do you think we've been here? And, like, you come to realize that they haven't, like, the movie hasn't kept track of that.
Yeah, that was right. It never kept track.
Yeah, and like the whole time, like, while he's having that whole speech, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how long we've been here. I'm like, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Oh my god, yeah, that was I won't lie, that was a good movie. I really, really, really enjoyed that movie.
I gained a whole new level of respect for Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe from that movie.
Well, for me, Robert Pattinson, but yeah, same. I was like, man.
Well, no matter how often I see Willem Dafoe, and no matter what film he's in, there's always that tinge of like, you were the Green Goblin. Like no joke, even films that came out before Spider-Man, like watching Boondock Saints.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, there's the Green Goblin, there he is.
And guess what? Now he's the Green Goblin again.
It's all come full circle, and I am here for it.
I know, same. But, oh. I feel like this has just become like a video of us just chatting about Dark Souls and random horror.
Just marking out about horror and video games.
Is this a... So I bet someone's going to comment, is this a marketing video or an interview? Play Dark Souls.
This show is made possible by From Software.
Man, speaking of that, did you see that contest when... sorry to go back to Dark Souls, but did you see that contest they had for Dark Souls 3 where they're like, if you can make the whole storyline of Dark Souls, if you can make the whole plot sound reasonable, we'll pay you $1,000 or something?
You know... That's yeah, I can understand that.
I missed it by like a whole week when it came out. I was like, oh man, I would have jumped on that bandwagon.
Just start and end with Solaire as the main character. What was the one? I'm thinking back to the good old days where it was like, play our game, find the code, and then call this number and tell us the code.
Oh my man, I think there was a lot of games like that. Oh my god.
The one that sticks out in my mind is Wolfenstein 3D.
Oh.
What? Oh my lord. What was the... No, it wasn't... Oh shit, was it a Wolfenstein? Yeah, it was. Because it's still under Apogee. Because they were like, call Apogee and say the name Ardwolf.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's an obscure poll for any of you fine folks out there that play retro FPS shooters.
Oh.
Now, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, how did you come about for the design for your profile photo?
Okay, so the design for the storyteller. So this is actually his physical form that I drew. There is another drawing I have. I'll probably post it on Twitter later. Because this has to do like with my whole mythology of my stories, and I don't want to go not to spoil everything, because in a way all my stories, even like all the horror stories people have narrated, they are in a way connected, even if some of them seem outrageous. They're all connected
Sure.
by the beings or my gods who created the universe. And Storyteller, this is a big thing to lore, Storyteller is one of the gods. However, he doesn't really he's not really involved with anything. He just wanders around and collects stories that the other gods create, and his other form is like a shadow. But when I was doing when I thought about doing a YouTube channel, because like I said, I had like a whole bunch of my friends, family, and especially like the narrators on YouTube. People were like, hey, why don't you do more with your stories? And especially one of my buddies, Miguel, and my buddy Andy, shout out to you guys. They were like, why don't you do something with YouTube on your stories? And so, I sat for a month questioning and thinking about all that. And I was drawing like my shadow, my storyteller persona, but his first form, which is like a shadow form, which is basically just his cloak floating around with, you might not like this, with a face that always stares at you. And then eventually I kept drawing and drawing and drawing, and it came to this. And I was like, I think I'm going to use this as my persona.
I just had the most viscerally horrifying image. And it, I think it works, honestly.
What was it?
So, I'm imagining just like an empty cloak, kind of like the Reaper from the Frighteners.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm imagining like a blank, like almost like a porcelain face, but instead of the eyes moving to follow you, the whole face is rotating inside the hood.
That's exactly how it is.
I don't like it.
Because I actually did write a short story, and I might read it on the channel down the line for season 2. But there is a story where a human character who's supposed to be one of the many, because you know how sometimes writers will put themselves as a character in the story, like Lovecraft did with Randolph Carter. There is like a fictional, I want to say, version of myself that does meet the shadow, my storyteller persona. And he mentions, he's like, it's a strange cloak that just floats, but when I look inside the hood, there's nothing there but blackness, but I think I'm seeing a face slowly form. But yeah, pretty much that's how.
I don't like it.
Huh?
So, I don't like it.
But yeah, that's pretty much how my persona storyteller is. He's basically he's kind of like a personification of myself that represents my wish to travel and explore the world. Like I said, he's really big, important in all my stories. But I just decided to get him a human form so that way I can also kind of present the show. Because I grew up with like Beyond Belief, Tales from the Crypt, Goosebumps. Then I eventually watched Tales from the Dark Side and Are You Afraid of the Dark, thanks to my sister. And I kind of wanted to show where like he actually comes out and he just, it's not like Beyond Belief. It's like he comes out and just introduces himself to the audience and tells them a story.
I'm looking at a photo of the storyteller. Are those bandages?
Yes, those are bandages. He I just did that as a last minute because I didn't know how to like his even though it is his physical form, it's mostly like a shell he's wearing, so you can blend in with humans. And that's why like the white part is his face is basically just a mask.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. All
All right.
right.
I
I like that.
I don't like
I don't like the face staring part, but I like that.
And see, like, I don't know if the picture. I'm pretty sure the picture you're looking at maybe is the ones I use for the YouTube videos. But I thought about like for each season, because I'm actually drawing one for season 2. But the way I picture it, and this is probably how I'm going to do it, like when I get the book published, I'm going to write like a big introduction to it. Basically, the audience or the listener, they discover Storyteller in random places because since he's traveling, they really just stumble upon him. So the first season 1 is basically in an old decrepit building or mansion, and they just randomly find him there. And he's like, "Hey, you want to listen to a story while you wait?"
You guys doing anything?
Nice.
Nice. I like that. I like the sort of like almost like a passive crypt keeper.
Yeah. And also, like to give more, I guess, if you to give more depth to the storyteller,
Sure.
he's really not like evil or good. He's more like curious. Like I said, he loves to explore, go throughout all the worlds and all my stories, and write them down. And he just wants to share them because he's like. So there was a quote I wrote in one story where he says, "So in the world you're living in, the way the world's going down the path now is completely opposite to another world where everything's upside down." Meaning one world we could be going one way, but in another world it's going the opposite way, basically backwards.
Okay. I can see that.
Because I'm a huge, and this helps with all my stories, I'm a huge believer in the parallel universes, multiple worlds, and all that.
Yeah. I'm here or there on it. But I like that idea. I like that idea of somebody cataloging stories from different realities. Nice. Now, we did discuss some fears earlier. What are you afraid of?
Ooh, what am I afraid of? Well, big fear. Well, not big fear, but one of the fears is, like I said, the Nightmare on Elm Street because of my brothers. I'm not really afraid of this anymore, but I still have like a strange fear of heights. But not too bad as I used to be when I was little. And I think that's pretty much it. Because I mean, I don't really think that too much about a lot of stuff that I guess make me make me have fear. I mean, I know one of the biggest fears, and this goes for everyone, is probably like death, because I want to do so much before I could put at least put something out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really have like a big fear that like grips me too much.
I wrote a story recently that like I'm how do I word it? I'm not afraid of my own demise, but I'm afraid of other people's demises.
Oh yeah.
And but I wrote a story about an idea of an afterlife that I'm more comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of like the pearly gates or the pits of hell or anything like that.
Oh, okay, that sounds interesting.
And it's it's just a essentially when you die, the Reaper shows up, and I don't like how a lot of people write the Reaper,
Mm-hmm.
where he's always like evil.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
See, you might actually like a few of my stories because I agree with you there. I don't like the Grim Reaper or like any Reapers being presented as evil. Actually, one of the stories I narrated on my channel, I think it's episode 4, in the Coming Breeze. You might actually like that one.
Nice.
Well,
Well, like the version I wrote is just like it's just a job and there's no malice behind it.
Oh my god! I need.
Like-
Oh my god!
Uh-oh.
I think we have the same thought process on that.
Uh-oh. Where do your dead people go?
Well, okay. So let me, because I was going to talk about this in the interview too, because like I said, I'm doing season 1 of Storyteller, and since I have the last 4 stories coming up, I was going to announce it. But I do have a lot of web shows ideas I want to do on YouTube. Now, I'm also let you get back to your story, but I'm gonna explain. But
Sure.
I don't know if I want to do. I kind of want to do live action, like I want to do like a real show, maybe animation too. But I think for right now, since one, I don't have a lot of money to spend to go out and pay for stuff and all that, and even though I have friends and people who will like, oh, I'll help voice some people. I might just do it like a radio drama where you just hear like narrations. You just hear us talk. But there is a show I want to do, and I thought about doing it as a book series, but maybe not. I might do this as a web show. And I did write the pilot, I want to say. It's a short story. It's called Even in Death, Work Sucks. Basically what it is, it's about 2 paranormal hunters who come across a Reaper who's just a normal guy. He looks like, he's dressed up in business attire, but he finds out he's actually working so he can return to like living again as a normal person, basically return to the living. But he has to do a job where he has to hunt a certain number of souls pertaining to when and how he died, so he can return. So basically, he's working for the Big Daddy Reaper and collecting souls.
Yeah, no, I don't think we got the same guy.
Oh.
I say it's only the one Reaper for, and it's just like I don't like the whole like the Reaper shows up, they're like, your soul's mine,
Yeah.
they're always like overtly spooky. I just like the idea of him just kind of hanging out at the scene of the scene of death, and like
he's just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, I'm writing like a connected universe of just strange characters, but
That's interesting.
I wanted to set up how I wanted to set up how death functions, where it's not technically permanent, but it's really difficult to get out of it. Essentially, to make a long story short, you die, death shows up, goes, hey, we gotta go, takes you to what looks to be salt flats with the spotlight on you, surrounded by darkness. And he walks you across the salt flat for an undetermined amount of time, and you arrive at a bar, a really poorly run down biker bar on the edge of existence.
Oh my god.
And then you essentially can go into the back room and gamble to return to Earth.
That's interesting. I like that. I think I want to read this story of yours. That sounds really interesting.
I'll have to read it to you at some point.
Because in my Reaper story, even though like the Grim Reaper has other Reapers working for him, because the Reapers are actually like dead human souls who like, I think I died too early. I want to go back? And Death is like, fine, but collect, help people pass on, and if you do a good job or collect a number of souls, I'll let you return. But here's the thing, there's a part in the story where the paranormal, because like these two paranormal guys want to capture ghosts on videos, but they always suck at it. And so the main character, the main Reaper guy, he joins them because he's like, if I help these guys, I can collect more souls and I can return, so I'll help them out. And they ask him, they're like, wait, so there's always been more Reapers than Death? And he goes, well, not exactly, but apparently Death got mad at God for creating too many universes, and he says, I'm too old for this, and I don't want to go out there and do all this, so he just hires people.
Oh no, it's in my universe. It's the one guy.
Oh, I feel bad for your Reaper.
And like it, but I want. How do I word it? It's not a way for a character to be like brought back on a whim, because it does take a measure of luck and skill to, because you're not betting against Death. Death's essentially just the doorman.
Oh, that's even more great.
Yeah, you're betting against something larger than anything in that bar. Yeah.
Now, does the thing in the bar play fairly, or do they mess around?
Oh no, it's all completely fair. In fact, you can set your own bet.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is, if you lose, you will be dragged into what is known as the Midnight,
Wow.
which is essentially the void itself.
Oh, my God.
But it's not like, oh, a hole in the ground opens up underneath you. Nope. Death walks into the room, grabs you by your shirt collar, and drags you outside.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And see, those are the type of afterlives like I'm scared of, because it's like, here's heaven, oh, here's hell, here's nothing.
Well, that's why I like the idea. So the bar's called Jericho.
Oh,
That's why I like Jericho, is because you don't technically have to bet.
Oh, so there's
You
just,
can just-
so there's people in there just walking around, like just staying there.
Yeah, they're just barflies just hanging out.
I don't know why I love that idea. Just the afterlife is just like.
Well, that's another thing I don't like about certain writing conventions, is that when there's like a purgatory, like Monkey Bone or Corpse Bride, everybody's a dick, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't want that. I think a bar is a great place because everybody is on the same playing field.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting and having a drink.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I even wrote it into the story that introduces Death, but like the bar patrons aren't mean. In fact, when somebody walks in, they're like, "Hey,
Norm."
or and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go bet." And they're like, "Best of luck to you."
That's a really great concept. I like that.
Thank you.
See, I like how writers can, like, other writers can create like their own perceptions and thoughts and ideas and versions, and I just love that.
The problem I'm having is that I don't know how to organize like a bunch of people to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Not with the writing part of it. I got that part.
Yeah.
But I want it to have like a voice for each character.
I shall help you.
Thank you. Because I tried to set it up, I think, on Lady Spicaria's server, and I just didn't know how to follow up on anything. I'm like, hey, I need people, and then some people were like, hey, I can help. I'm like, yeah.
See, like going back to like my web show ideas, because like I said, that's something I want to do too. Because I don't know if you listen to, because it's actually a 4-parter. She did part 1, lady on her channel, the Sono Manor series. I don't know if you heard that one, where it was her, A Clock Strikes 3, Demon Creep, I think weekly, and then the Baron's going to appear later. They're all voicing different characters I wrote.
Hmm. I think I've heard part of it. I'm not sure which part.
Yeah, I think for right now she only has part 1 on. She's waiting for someone else on lines for the last 3 parts. Well, I was gonna like announce it when she did them, but I guess I can announce it here since this is like the interview.
Surprise!
Surprise, everyone! Here's some big announcements coming. So, Sano Manor is a rewrite of a story I wrote a long time ago for Slumber Reads called Mr. Sano, and that story I wrote it in a rush and didn't really like it. So I let it sit for a while, and I was like pondering, and then I was like, oh, I got an idea. So I wrote the story about a small town, a fictional small town called Inzum, which is taken from Insomnia. And it's about this girl named Jaden who, you know, basically I guess you could say she's one of the standard young people who graduate who graduate high school, and they're like, what do I do with my life? You know, she's just like, all of her friends have gone and done amazing things, and she's like, I'm still stuck in this small town questioning. And the story actually starts off with her failing her, let's say, 10th job interview. And she goes to a diner and just starts sulking. Well, these 2 guys are there, and they don't live in the town. They come from another state, and they're going to investigate a old manor called Sano Manor, which is the home to Mr. Sano Legrat, who's this famous wealthy businessman who helped the town blossom back in the old days, but now the town has gone back to just being like a little small poor town because all businesses are moving and all that. Well, luck, or not really fate or luck, because I really don't like using those type of concepts. Let's just say a force kind of pushed the girl Jaden and the 2 guys together to work and explore the manor. So I don't want to spoil it because hopefully the lady will post the rest. But basically something happens and the story ends with her joining the 2 guys on their task of being paranormal hunters, and they go and investigate, you know, cryptids, ghosts, curses, and all this. I have the first season planned out with 24 episodes. I just need to sit down and write them, and I'm hoping to get enough people to voice every character for season 1, and I will post it on my YouTube channel. And the series is called The Veil Terrors, those who tear the veil off of that which slumbers behind reality.
Nice.
And season 2 is in the planning stages, and season 3 is in my mind.
I usually, at least for characters, I give them incredibly strict rule sets to abide by, and then I write the story around it.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know others who've done that. Like, what kind of rule sets do you give though?
It's more like avoiding like I suddenly have a new power or something like that.
God, yes.
Because I'm not a big fan of like I learned this at the last second to help us. Like it's all right. They've had this since day one. How are they going to use it in specific situations?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why, you know, there's the rules of like when and how death shows up, and like the gambling system in Jericho.
Yeah.
Like it's all very specific.
I know there's this one series I'm writing. It's going to be a book series I'm eventually going to publish in the future. But it's been it's actually the first book I wrote, the one I told you I wrote in middle school, and it's been going through heavy editing, and I've been writing down stuff for future stories and all that. Like this one's going to be like the biggest series I ever write. Probably on par with some manga or comic books. But there's a part where the way the story starts off, the 4 main characters get their powers, and you know it's like the standard. Oh, you have been chosen. Well, eventually it gets told like later in the story, because I try not to follow like random tropes, like you said, like, you know, don't like, you know, like, oh, you got chosen or you've had this power all along. eventually gets told later in the series, the guy who gave him the power was like, yeah, the thing about you guys being chosen, I didn't really choose you. It was just random, and it just came to you. Basically, he was like, yeah, something got knocked off, and they basically just landed at your lap, and I just winged it.
Made up as I went along. Well, it's funny because a lot of... So I used to write a lot of stories in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And... specifically, it was all like no-win scenarios.
Oh my god.
Just unfair. The main character's already lost. Like, yeah. And those... Well, the thing is, I like those kind of stories because it introduces a concept of like, well, what do you do if you didn't win?
Yeah, I like those concepts actually. It's like, what are you going to do now against this thing that you can't really beat?
Yeah, what's the move after? And like, there's a game that kind of provides that example. I don't know if you've played them, but the Half-Life series.
No, but I have a friend who's really into it, and he tells me about them, and I understand what you mean.
Mm. Well, it has that idea, but it's sort of in the background of like the larger idea of what's happening is so out of your hands that you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But then you see the repercussions of not being able to, like, Earth gets wrecked so hard in that universe that Earth surrendered in 7 hours. Like, in not America, the world surrendered. Like, how overwhelming does an invading force have to be to take 7 hours?
It has, man. Oh. No, we give up.
What I'm saying is you should play Half-Life.
Yeah, my friend tells me to play it too. He's like, play it. I'm like, all right.
Please.
But yeah, I love stories like that. It's not a web series, but the story series I'm actually writing that I'm having narrators read, the Neon Black series, which is about a being who grants wishes. All of those stories are basically, you're never going to win. I mean, yeah, you're getting a wish granted, but you're not going to win with the wish. It's always going to end bad.
Hey, have you seen my new monkey's paw? Have you seen Ash vs. Evil Dead?
No, to be honest, I haven't really. I've only watched like the original Evil Dead series. I haven't watched like none of the new stuff.
That's fair. Dang it, then I won't spoil anything for you. Aw, dang. Now, how do I word it? So, when you start to write a character, where do you personally start?
Like basically the creation process.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of tricky. I guess because it's the way how I work and write. Because sometimes I'll just delve into a story and start writing, or I'll think about it while I'm working, and I'll have it in my head. But I guess when it comes to like characters, I basically would just start a premise like, okay, I'm writing the story. It's going to be a whole bunch of events, cryptids, monsters, yada yada yada. Is it going to be sci-fi? Is it going to be fantasy? And then I'll eventually, basically, I guess you could say I create the world first, and then I'll start to fill the world in, and then, as I call it, random pickaroo. I'll just pick randomly some characters, like they'll come into my mind and they'll take shape, and it's like this writer used I can't remember the writer's name. I think I might have heard this at like a seminar, but it's like you could create a character or you can let the character create itself and then tell you about them. And basically that's what I do, is that like I said, I'll create the world, and then as I'm writing and creating these concepts, the character will just slowly appear, and I will just focus on that character and just have them get somehow involved into the story. Either I'll nudge them into it, or they'll already be a part of it, and I'll just work around it.
Okay. That's very... Huh. I have a different process.
I mean, I think everyone, especially when it comes to writers, I think everyone has a different process on how they create.
Like, specifically for, like, people,
Mm-hmm.
I'll like, pretend... I'll pretend I'm sitting in a room with them, and just sort of like... How do I word it? Like, I'm trying to answer questions about the character, but without asking the character directly.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. There was I can't think of his name, but there was a writer that I heard him say he does the same thing too.
Well, it's like I'm writing a story called The Mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I was having a hard time. Like, I know what. So I won't give too much away. The mirror is not an object. It's a thing.
Ooh, interesting.
It's a living thing. But I was having a really hard time trying to figure out where I wanted the story to start. And I didn't want to be like, I'm going to start in the middle and go back, or, sort of that sort of thing. But I'm like, where would realistically somebody start paying attention to their surroundings?
Mm-hmm.
And at least what I came up with for that character specifically is at a gas station on the edge of town, talking to a drunk gas attendant. Because, like, that's how I also sort of gave exposition, because I've met people who will tell you their life story unprompted.
Interesting.
Hey, how's your day going? Well, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. I'm like, the fuck does that mean? What? But if the mirror is a problem that the town you live in is completely aware of,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where you have a curfew to avoid it, then you'd probably have it on your mind 24/7, and are probably more prone to talk about it if you are shit-faced at a gas pump.
That is true, yeah. There'd be more.
Yeah. And that's how, like, the main character sort of handles that. He's like, is he just talking out of his rear right now? But yeah. I still need to write more. I've written a good amount of stories. I have not put any of them out there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid to.
I have a lot of stories too. I have yet to put out. Like I said, right now I'm currently working on. I want to say like maybe 4 books at the moment. I'm trying to publish because I got a whole bunch of stories. It seems like every day, and I also have to like thanks to like people I meet and all that, like everyone I meet, friends, family too, all that, all the people. It seems like every time I meet someone, I get like new ideas and I create ideas and and it's like every day I'm creating something. But forgot where I was going to go with this tangent, but but yeah, I mean, I have so many stories I'm trying to put out there, but I'm trying to focus on, and that's the problem I have, is that focusing at least on one and working on it. Because I'll work on one and then a minute later, I have this idea for the other story, let me rush to it, and then I'll go back to the other one, and I'm like, I can't focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand
that far too well.
But but basically what I was trying to say is like I don't think anyone should be afraid to post anything, or share it with the world. Because I remember one time I was at a convention and I joined this writing and I went to this writing panel and they were talking about like this and that, and one of the writers, I can't remember his name because it's not like they were like real famous, but it wasn't like they were really not well known, basically like in the middle. But he said something. He was like, "Yeah, there's stories I write, and I'm just like, oh, they're garbage and trash, and I just put them away." And I'm like, I mean, I kind of get that, but even though I have like some stories I write and I think they're trash and garbage, I mean, I still enjoy them because the way I am, the way I feel, it's like every character I create, even like my straight up horrible villains and straight up psychotic murderers, all the characters I create are like my children, and I kind of cherish them, and I still want to at least post them out there and let everyone read, and because even if there's a story that you, the writer yourself, thinks is the most shittiest story, the most garbage-filled story, there could be one person out in the world that can read that story, and that story can probably help change their life or help them see life in a different perspective than what they're seeing it now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like we talked about that specific short story earlier. I have no mouth and I must scream.
Yeah.
It was apparently written in one night.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen a few interviews with Harlan Ellison, and apparently he's not particularly a fan of that story.
But hey, you might not be a fan of it, but hey, you wrote that in a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it came out with like a collection of short stories, and he was like, yeah, whatever, I have no mouth and I must scream. He's like, but these other ones are pretty neat. But then that turned out to be the more famous out of any of them.
And see, usually that's how it happens. It's like the one you think is garbage is the one that everyone's like, this is great.
I love reading about people getting tortured.
Oh my god.
Now that's sound bites out there.
FBI, pay attention to this guy.
In like 10 years, I'm gonna, be hearing about it. So what did you mean when you said that on this interview? And then by that time, I've probably forgotten what short story we were even talking about. Yeah, it was
Oh, that's so great.
Oh.
That's great. But
oh snap! How long have we been going for? I haven't looked at Audacity. Oh my god!
I haven't looked at mine either. Oh, Jesus Christ!
2 hours 50. Jeez. You know what? I think with that we'll call this here interview to a close. Tetra, it has been fantastic having you on. This has been a wonderful interview.
Thank you. I was kind of like, because I saw ladies tweet your thing. I was like, I want to do it, but I don't think I'm well known to be doing it.
That's not a
prerequisite.
Because I'm trying to do a lot to get myself out there known, and like, not to spend any more time, but I don't want to be. I don't really want to be real famous. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm just doing it because I love writing and I want to share my stories with everyone. And like, even if this has always been on my heart, and I think I've only told this to 2 people. I haven't even told this to no one in my family, and they're probably going to hear this when they're listening to this interview. I don't care if I publish a story and like no one buys it. It doesn't make no money. No one probably like looks at it, or I get bad reviews on it. But if I can walk into a bookstore or a library, and if I see one person pick it up, look at the book, and it puts a smile on their face, that would make me the happiest man in the world.
You know what? That's really nice to hear.
Because like for us,
you know what? And what's that?
Oh, no. Finish what you were going to say. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm very glad you shared that with me.
And I mean, to any other writers or artists out there, you really shouldn't be doing this for like money. It's like, just do it because you're having fun. You just want to like how they I guess back in the olden days, like Greece and everything. Just do it. You just want to gather people around and just share a story and entertain people.
Open a vase of wine, get drunk, and start telling stories.
Yeah. Sit by a campfire, just tell some stories. It doesn't even have to be horror. It can be, anything. Just tell a story and share it. And like I said, you don't know. Even, someone could get attached to that story and can change them.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny because a lot of the times, even the most regular stories can really stick with you.
Yeah. That's what I love, and then that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and like that's why I have all these ideas planned for my YouTube channel with a whole bunch of people, and hopefully, if my YouTube kicks off, I'll start making more stuff to keep the world entertained, because especially now in this day and age, we need some entertainment to brighten up our lives.
There you go. Now, before we close out, I have one last question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
If asked, would you be open to coming back as a return guest?
Yes.
No.
And I will be wearing my Ice Shalime armor.
But thank you very much, Tetra. Do you have a video that you are particularly proud of that you'd like in the description of this video?
A video that I'm particularly proud of. Sadly, I deleted that video. It was when I killed Monas, where me and Monas killed each other in Dark Souls at the same time. But no, I think if you really want a video, like a real serious video, I mean, maybe we can. I don't know if we might have to get their permission, because I would say maybe post maybe the video or one of my stories was first presented on YouTube, but no, let's say. I think one story I'm really proud of, Doom, my Tales from the Storyteller Season 1, Episode 4.
Tales from the Storyteller Episode 4, you said?
Yes. It's has a picture of a chessboard on it.
Okay. Just writing that down real quick. The Storyteller.
Because I'm still brand new to all this video, narration, editing, and doing audio. And I had a lot of good feedback on that episode from people I know.
Nice. Well, it has been fantastic having you on, Tetra, and I hope to talk to you more about writing in the future.
Same to you, and it was nice for you having me, Fresman.
Yeah, of course. And with that, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresman, and I will see you all next time.
Have a good one, everyone.